Mic on.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Oh man, que pelo, que onda, que pasa, que tal? How are you guys doing this morning? I'm a little bit late to the party this morning. Had a lot of internet troubles this morning for some reason. Like last night, the nothing would connect. My PlayStation wouldn't connect. My iPad disconnected from Wi-Fi. Everything like in the house kind of disconnected. I was actually hardwired this morning on my desktop, and it still was not allowing me internet access. My girlfriend works from home, so I had to wait in between a break for her before I could disconnect the router because she has all her computer stuff set up, and I could not disconnect to reset our router. So got that taken care of. Already got us up here on the charts here. And just type in a little message. Good freaking morning, apes here. All right. So I kind of want to get us right to the charts this morning here to see what's going on. We're having a nice little green day. Looks like we're having a green day in AMTX, a green day in Sensonic, a green day in AT&T, UPC, pretty much everything except for Fubo and Rocket. And Rocket, however, I think will be green very soon because we have some earnings coming out shortly, and I think that that's going to push us green. Matter of fact, this is Q1 earnings season right now. We're going to start seeing a lot of stocks across the market start going green, as we did see with Harley Davidson. As you guys know, we did exit our position earlier actually yesterday. Man, it feels like today's Wednesday or Thursday already. We exited our position, made a nice little profit, left some on the table. Matter of fact, what is today? Today is Wednesday. Look at that. Oh, it's going to be tough. All right, so it looks like we're back here. Internet's really acting kind of weird. I'm gonna have to go buy a new router today. But as you guys can see, we hit a high yesterday of 47.53. We sold at 44.50, so we left about $3 a share, about $120 left on the table there. It is what it is. You never can time the top. We wanted to get out, take our profits. We made about 8.98% profit, and that's okay. Going back to AMC, we currently set about $9.38. We did, however, see a high this morning of $9.51 or 9.50. So, looking pretty good for AMC today. If we can get above that 950, we'll hold it. However, we're going to float in between that 9 and 9 and a quarter. That's kind of the channel we were in. So, my dog's licking my foot. Remy, stop. Um, However, we are respecting this line here somewhat. We had this price level set at 939. It's been set there before. We're kind of trading alongside of that. So, old levels of resistance become new levels of support. They kind of maintain throughout time. They'll kind of go back and respect those levels. So, currently sitting at 943. We are currently 500 long here at a dollar cost average of 897, up about $224 net profit overall. $78.98 or 95 cents on the day. $74 now. So not looking too bad. We did average our average price up quite a bit from like 877, but we had been doing that since about 847. So nothing crazy there. We wanted to get in. We basically added a quarter of our position size either yesterday or the day before. I can't even remember now. Every day feels like so long ago. We did add another 100 shares, so that was basically like one quarter of our position size because we were at 400 previously, so now we're at 500. Looking real good. That was yesterday that we added that additional 100. So yeah, in the last 2 weeks we've added quite a bit. Not too long ago we were sitting at like 250, 300, 310, somewhere around there, 3, and then we went up to 4, and now we're at 5, and so we're just going to keep adding. So looking pretty good right now, $9.40, and steadily holding above this 939, so in this 940 range. So next test will be, can we get up to 950 and hold there? I want to go ahead and pull up the Fintel information. I did take a quick look at it as soon as I got the computer opened up this morning. Looking like short volume ratio yesterday was 30%, so still in the 30s, not too bad. According to Fintel, short shares available is 100,000. So a little bit lower than where we were at. I think we were at 150 yesterday. And our short borrow fee rate is now at 18.83, which I don't remember if it had went up or not. Looks like they've got us at 29.95 here. So anyhow, still in the 30s, and you see how many days we've been in the 30s now for short volume ratio. I think they just averaged up there from 9.95 to the 30. So that's what it looks like that they did. They just averaged it up to say 30. So we're pretty damn close to that 30 range and been there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 5 trading days been in those 30s. I think that's the most we've seen. I mean, that's desperation at its finest there, that they just keep shorting this thing down and keep shorting this thing down. I'll try to find the Ortex data here very soon to see kind of where we stand there. This pulled back slightly. We were in the 21 range on Monday. We pulled back a little bit yesterday and a little bit more. I think we actually went up. I wish I could see where we stood. I'd have to go back into the live stream and see where we were at yesterday. But I think we were in the 18s yesterday, possibly 19. We did pull back a little bit, so that is what it is. We're okay there. I'll pull this over to the side. We'll pull up our trusty old AMC stock, all one word, all lowercase, Reddit page. See what's going on over there in the Reddit. All right, so we're making that push up. All right, so we didn't get the break yet. We got a nice little cup and handle forming here, though. You can see we've got both tops here at 950. We might have a little pullback, and then I'm expecting this thing to start making a little run. But you never know. We'll see. That's also another thing that we get rejected by that level of resistance here at 950, and we could sell back off and start bouncing around at this 939 or even at the 9/4. So there's 2 potential outcomes there that I foresee. One is a little short pullback here for some time, maybe a couple minutes, and then we start running up and we break that 950 very easily and start running up to get that 975 again. The other one is that since we already hit this level of resistance once, we came up, tried to test it again and got rejected, that we will start to sell back down a little bit. Looking pretty good on the RSI. Did go a little bit overbought this morning. You see here we crossed over early in the morning here for our signal line and our MACD here. MACD crossed over the signal. Not looking too bad. Starting to see some buyers step in here. This is good. This is a lot better than what we saw yesterday. This has probably been one of the better days so far. So we'll see what happens here if we get this little pullback in a cup and handle form, or if we are selling back down or just going to consolidate here on this 939 and try to test that later. So if we get up there again later, then we could be looking at a triple top, which most likely would push us through. But like I said, again, I'm either anticipating one or two things. We get a nice little pullback here, and then we start to make that run again to form our little cup and handle, or we just go back to our level of support down here, and then we consolidate and then try to make another stab at it later on in about 20-30 minutes. So it's something to look for when you see that you get rejected twice on the same level. It's usually not a great sign. It potentially is pretty decent. The fact that we got all the way back up exactly that 950 is a good sign. But what I have seen in some patterns is that when we go up to test and we get rejected again, it's when it starts to push back down. So I don't think that will be it. What's up? Is that Carl Weathers? No freaking way, dude. He looks pretty old here. I mean, Carl Weathers has got to be... Is it Carl Weathers? So I got this thing pulled over to the side here. Lando.
Hi, AMC subreddit group. Billy D here.
Billy D.
I'm here to talk about you, about the AMC street.
I'm like, man, this looks like an old Carl Weathers here.
100,000 plus. Don't settle for 10K. That's weak paper hand stuff. Aim for the moon. Beat diamond hands. Apes together are strong, so be strong, and may the force be with you.
And with you.
Calrissian, out.
Who's named Lando? Anyhow, I'm just gonna pull this back off over here. And we'll see what happens here. It looks like we found our point. This could be our little our handle forming on the cup and handle here. We'll see if we start making that run up. What's the sell walls looking like here? Looking like not too big. Got some buyers here. This could be that BS that they do where they match the bid and the ask price 1 penny across from each other and try to keep it steady at that same price. But we're moving up. We're making the move. Let's see if we can get that push up here. Like I said, to me this looks like a cup and handle forming. When you see the double top here, see the pullback, it looks like it could be a cup and handle. This is what I would see, a cup and handle, especially when you got 2 points at the same. A little double top. So we'll see if we get up, make that run, see what happens over the next few moments here. I'm going to keep looking through to see what's going on. This is from 2 hours ago. Trades. Let's see what he has to say. If you guys did not watch his, he had a video last night. I can't remember the name of it. It was actually pretty good. I kind of have chilled out from watching a lot of the YouTubers lately, but starting to get back into it. AMC is filthy disgusting. Let's go. Utilization 100%. F yeah. Shares on loan 152. Percentage free float 36%. So, is he going to show the full picture? Nope. Okay. All right. No full picture there. I was hoping to see the full picture of Ortex, which I'm almost certain that we will see very soon. So we got a tweet from Joshua James. Taking a look at some stocks that plunged yesterday, one stood out to me, Syndax Pharmaceuticals, which took one of the biggest dive of negative 30%. Yesterday. Shares outstanding against price action. That's about a $2 million sell-off. Volume is normally 600K. It was 8 million. Let me just make this full. Oh man, this is like there's like 4 or 5 tweets here, and to read them all. And I think there's some very good information here. So what I'll do is I'll minimize it, kind of pull it over to the screen. Well, I didn't minimize very well. Just so we can kind of keep an eye. I'll see if I can read that. Make it larger here. Which is normal. Okay, so he's talking about the volume for this particular, and if you guys were following me, we kind of read some of his tweets yesterday, and he mentioned something about this. We'll get deeper, and then we'll kind of backtrack to this and looking at volume here. So, and we'll talk about what he's talking. Maybe he even breaks it down, so I won't have to say it. There was no reason for a sell-off, seeing that they just had great news from phase 1 of the drugs in their pipeline. If anything, the positive news would have caused an increase in price. So the next question is, who has enough shares for a huge sell-off? Well, that led me to figure out who their biggest shareholders were. Well, I guess you know the answer as to who was on the list. Citadel, who doesn't actually own many stocks, but owns this one. Where this gets weird is no single shareholder holds enough to cause a 30% dive, so it meant a few people sold off. So who could have matched Citadel to make up for the bulk of the sales? First, theirs. Oh, he says, okay, so, bro, come on. Got to take the EI out of theirs. There's Avidity Partners Management, who ironically is ran by former Citadel partners. As if there wasn't enough there to see, now you got there had to be more sellers. As I dug more, I found Point72, who helped Citadel bail out Melvin Cap, 2 Sigma, market maker and likely bag holder, and Goldman Sachs just sold bonds trying to raise money, all large holders of the stock that tanked. As if there weren't enough, Citadel and Susquehanna also had put bets against SNDX that they would have made off with serious cash on any likelihood there was a sell-off and a huge dip like what happened yesterday. So, basically he's talking about the ticker symbol SNDX, that it could be time for the run here. We'll see. We actually didn't, if that was our pullback, we're not consolidating too bad. So pretty much what I think he's getting at is that these people are gearing up for the fact that they're gonna have to they got to come up with some capital somehow. So we already know that some banks are issuing bonds, major amounts of bonds to raise capital, and why would they do so? Either it's because of the Archego stuff that happened, but I would think at this point they're not doing it after the fact. They're preparing for something else big to come down, and sounds like so is Citadel and a few other hedge funds. That's why they're selling off these assets so that they can get raise capital here. But also, it's kind of odd. Citadel and Susquehanna also had put bets against SNDX that they would have made off with some serious cash in likelihood. There was a sell-off and a huge dip like what happened yesterday. So it seemed like they were playing both sides of the fence, which I'm sure many of them do. See if there's any, isn't this insider trading? That's what they were planning Sunday AM in Citadel Tower. Yeah, there were some talks here. We had seen a photograph that Citadel was reportedly working on Sunday, which is kind of odd. And they were talks saying that it's because of crypto. That's why they're working on Sunday. Or there's some stuff going down very, very soon. And, that's what we're all hoping for. But to kind of sum that up, it seems that he's pointing at that they're trying to raise capital here, and they're selling off positions that should otherwise run up and actually increase because they had good news. There's no reason to sell SNDX off, but the major people who are holding are Citadel, Melvin Cap. Maybe he said Melvin Cap. Let me go back to see. Oh, they just helped Melvin Cap. There's a couple of hedge funds in here that he mentions out. Any kind of sites that Citadel doesn't actually own many stocks, but they own that one. So the fact they're selling off one of their only stocks, yeah. Avidity Partners Management is another one. 0.72, 2 Sigma, and Goldman Sachs. So I don't know if those guys have anything to do with AMC. We'd have to actually pull up the AMC institutional ownership while that's kind of playing out here and see if we can find any of these 2 Sigma, Affinity F, and they probably could have changed numbers, and Goldman Sachs. But we know Goldman Sachs. Was it Goldman Sachs? Somebody bought a big amount of shares in AMC. I thought it was Goldman Sachs. Could be JP Morgan. No, I'm pretty sure it was Goldman Sachs. Just trying to quickly look here to see if some of these like 2 Sigma, Avidity. It's a weird name, Avidity Partners Management. Just see if I can see anybody in here that actually has put call or puts on the board. But as we know, a lot of time, well, this stuff is just really old anyway. Susquehanna is like one of the big ones. It's kind of odd here. Was it Charles Schwab, maybe? I remember somebody came in and bought up a huge amount of shares. It could have been Charles Schwab, 1.7 million here that they added to their position. Goldman Sachs, 55,000. Credit Suisse. Again, this is kind of old stuff. These are 13F filings as of like February 12th, and then if I looked at that, it probably, we can even just take a look real quick. Where's how far was that? There's Credit Suisse. We can just take a look at Credit Suisse here. Where's the information at? As of December 31st, they had 307,000 shares. Change of 244.44%, and a value change of 55% during the quarter. Disclosing 88,000, so they increased from 88,000 to 300,000. This is as of December 31st. So don't really know what is going on there, But that's just to show you that there can be old news in here. I'm just was kind of looking to see if any of these companies were actually on there. So looks like we're just going to consolidate here and make another run at it. So not quite the cup and handle I was expecting. I was expecting like a slight little pullback maybe for like 3 or 4 minutes and then start making that run. However, we're now just consolidating here. Just testing out the waters to see what's gonna happen. And okay, we got that. I don't know why every single time I always close out my YouTube studio. Always for some reason I just like to have it up just so I can kind of see if like I do my internet goes down. It just helps. There we go. It's back up. Appreciate all the viewers this morning. For everybody who is watching. I'm going to try to find some more stuff over here on the Reddit. On the subreddit AMC stock. All lowercase, all one word. Hopefully you can see that. And we're just going to keep an eye on it. Just kind of see what's good over here. Me still buying the dip. Yeah, pretty damn much. This is going to be me out in the field when I'm working the next golf tournament. If you guys can see that. I'm going to be out there on a laptop just out, you know, on the side of 18 fairway, just buying some more. Hopefully there won't be any dips at that point. Hopefully I'll just be admiring the price increase. Got that covered up there. Let's see. AMC 100K. Fact check to put your doubts to rest. What is this talking about here? Yes, they can afford it. DTC. We'll read this. This maybe gives some people some good news, right? So, yes, they can afford it. Forced liquidations plus DTCC insured $67 trillion. Number 2, no, the economy won't crash. New DTCC rules protect good players and feds will print cash. Nothing new. Number 3, yes, they will buy at ridiculous prices. Algos will do all the buying and all shares must be covered ASAP. More widespread damage to drag it on. Number 4, no, it won't cause hyperinflation. Fed only pays a portion, again, nothing new, plus USD equal world reserve currency. Number 5, yes, a stock with just 10% short interest, CRV, started at 300, squeezed to 30,000 in 2008. No, nothing can stop us but ourselves. We own the float. Plus, have you seen the short borrow fee rate? Number 7, yes, you will be immensely wealthy while bringing justice upon some nasty villains in our financial system. It's probably one of my favorite ones right there. Number 8, no, 1K is not enough to make baby apes with sub 100 shares newly minted millionaires. Parentheses, no apes left behind. We're coming for you, brothers. Number 9, yes, you can hodl some bananas until we get there. Number 10, no, you won't regret selling early. Whoa, no, you don't want to regret. Wait, what? You don't want to regret selling early. Okay. Yeah, well, yeah. Anyhow, all right, so number 7 is probably my most favorite bullet point out of that. Yes, we will be immensely wealthy while bringing justice upon some nasty villains in our financial system. I think it's long overdue. And, you know, I think that this is the movement that Occupy Wall Street should have had. And, you know, that the movement was all wrong. They had good intentions. However, they went about it the wrong way, a stupid way, just sitting out there on Wall Street, trashing up the place, you know, not working, not doing anything productive. Here we are, we're all working, we're staying productive, and we're taking it to them where it hurts the most, in their pockets. So I think this is the right way for an Occupy Wall Street. And that's probably what we should call this movement, you know, this whole Reddit thing. It should just be called Occupy Wall Street. I guarantee more people would get on board if it was called Occupy Wall Street. You'd have a lot more. But this is the way to do it, I think. You hit these guys where it hurts. You fight against all the negative things that they're doing. All the crooked things that they're doing. Here we go. So here's the information we kind of wanted to see here. This was posted 3 hours ago, so a little bit older at this point, but it should still give us what we want. So the biggest things I'm looking for: shares on loan, 150.59 million. So it increased 7 days ago. It was 138. It's up 8.54%. Days to cover is still currently at 0.88. I don't know if that only changes weekly or whatever, but it's still up 11.19%, up from 0.79 7 days ago. Cost to borrow 7.23, whereas 7 days ago it was 3.19. So these are different from what you'll see the short borrow rate fee being. And the utilization is now currently at 100%. Oh, you guys can't even see it. Let me move it over to the side. Right there, 100%. I'll make it bigger, bigger, bigger. Utilization 100% though. 100% though. Right. So that's what we want to see. We're up only 2.5% there, but we are up, up, up. Looks like currently sitting at $9.46. So we haven't tested that 9.50 range yet. So I've got the screen covered up here. Sorry for that, but we are doing okay. So in case you guys wanted to see, and Trey had a good video talking about some of this information. So if you guys don't know, I'd go check out the video. It was one he posted last night. It's probably about a 20 minute video. Pretty good information here. Kind of breaks down in simple terms like what all this stuff means, and basically telling you guys that, telling all of us apes, that shares on loan doesn't necessarily mean that they shorted these shares. They just borrowed these shares. And then percentage of free float that are from on loan is, you know, because you take our outstanding shares, 450 million. You take what the institutionals have, the insiders, and the toots, and whoever else that own this thing that the public, you know, can't get their hands on, just us retail investors, and then we're left with a certain amount, and then the percentage of that amount that's on loan is 36%. So 36% of the available shares that retail investors can get their hands on is this 150 million. So this is a huge number there. Utilization is at 100% of lendable shares. Basically what they're saying, they're already lent out. So check the video out. We may actually go over it and watch it again just to kind of you know, sharpen the skills. So pull this over to the side. I'm gonna keep looking for some stuff, see if there's anything in the DD side. We did get that break. Got a triple top right here. What do you like to see? All right, we got the W going on here. We got the triple top. We should be breaking out now. Don't know what it's waiting for. Let's get there. Let's go. Here it is. Start making that run. Let's get up to 975. All right, that's what we were waiting for. We were waiting for the triple top. See, the third time was a charm. We got up there, we tested, we broke it. Now the other thing is when we do start to pull back, is how far we pull back. We pull back to that 950 and hold support, or will we drop below? We're getting shorted down here. I don't know who's selling here at 950. I would imagine most people are bag holders at this point, because we're actually now trading above the middle VWAP here. So the volume weighted average price is essentially the it takes the price of where the majority or the average person bought in their share, and the price. So if you're trading underneath that, it means you paid higher for the stock and you're kind of, you know, we'll just call it bag holding. And if you're above, you're in the green here. So if we open the day here and people bought down here and now it's rising, we're trading above the VWAP. Basically where the VWAP is can tell you where the majority of people bought and bought in at, right, for the day or for however long the VWAP is. I think I'm butchering that, guys. Please go watch Trades video. I kind of know what to look for in these technicals. It's kind of hard for me to explain all of the stuff. I am still relatively new to trading, and I don't have all the answers. I'm kind of understanding more and more every day. I always just kind of used it as a technical to kind of learn to bounce off of it, but turns out that it basically is the average price that someone had bought. I don't know if that's daily or weekly or monthly, but the volume weighted average is basically where people had bought. So if you're underneath that, basically meaning majority of people who bought that, they bought it for a higher price, and now they are in the red, and if we are above that, means that majority of people who have bought that, and I don't know what that means for the day, but they are in the green. So pretty much at this point, everybody would be in the green if they bought today, because, well, we're at the highest we've been today. So look like we're making that run, getting ready to test out the top of the RSI here at 70. It's not really the top, but we got the lucky chain on today. Thought we might need it today. Didn't have it yesterday. Maybe that's the maybe that was the issue. So starting to make this run here, looking pretty good. I may take off this active seller here, but you know, these guys are going to be running out of shorts to short. We're not doing too bad here, up about $275, so I like to see that. Having ourselves a little pullback, which is fine. We haven't even hit 70 on the RSI, and we're having a little bit of a pullback, which is good. We'll see if we can just kind of maintain this flow here. We want to stay above this $9.50 range, though. That will be the goal here. I mean, we can just set a price level there. That's the goal. Try to stay above. We'll see if we can make it out there. I'm gonna keep looking for some more DD while we watch the price. I want to make sure that you guys can actually see what's going on. Let me pull up. All right, cool. So you can't exactly see the RSI per se, or the MACD you can see. I mean, you can see the RSI. You just can't see where it was at. It should be good. You guys should be good. Good morning, everybody. Appreciate you guys tuning in, watching the stream here. We're hoping this is the start. If you guys have watched this at all, for any point, I know that I stream for a couple hours sometimes, and it's a bit much. But we have these trend lines set here, and I kind of want to take a sec to go back and explain why I have them and what my predictions are. So what we're going to do is going to go to the 180 here. We're starting to test. We'll see if we hold up at that 950 range. But real quick, I'll get rid of the this. Oh man, massive sell wall here at 952. So first off, what I want to say is we had some predictions. If you guys remember, the quadruple witching day is supposed to be the biggest day, and you know, on March 19th here, you can see this red dotted line here. And back here, this red dotted line on December 18th. These are the last two quadruple witching days. So what I did was I took every trading day and counted until we started to really see the run up here on this squeeze back in January. And I found that there was about 21 days. So where do you think we are at currently from this last quadruple witching day that we had on March 19th? Actually, that's February. On March 19th to where we currently are today. About 21 days. I also set this here just to kind of show, because I had expected that yesterday was going to be the start. Like yesterday was that 21 day, and then like at the second portion of the day and over or after hours when we started to see the run up here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this trend line. We just kind of set that because I kind of thought that this could potentially, yesterday would be potentially the day for us to really start seeing that run up, and we didn't. We saw like a last ditch effort to really short that thing down. So I'm removing that. But however, we still have kept this trend line here from our 180. If I zoom out, you can see all the way from back here. We set it. We've moved it quite a few times. You know, we've had one from here. When we crossed underneath, we set another one there. We crossed underneath, we set another one, you know, here. So this is the final one, hopefully, that we've set for a while. And really looking like we're kind of consolidating and trading along that line. So would like to see us up a little bit more. There's Thursday, there's Friday. So in Friday, even if we're trading on the bottom, we're still trading around that 950, but I anticipate that we'll get a little bit higher here. So 948, it looks like we broke through that level of support for the time being, but you know, a penny or two above or below is okay. Not gonna hurt us. So I just wanted to show you guys, like, that's kind of my thought, is that if we go back to quadruple witching day in December, and you count the days until you get to like this point right here, this is yesterday pretty much, right? So we've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 might have counted 24 there, so maybe it was 21 to here. I'll count one more time. It is 24. So we did get a rise here. This is 24, 23, 22, 21 here. So on the 22nd day, we started to run a little bit. And that's kind of where we started this at. We went from 2 to like 4. We pretty much doubled up there. And then we're still around the $5, 469 here, $5 range. And that's where we really start on day number 24. So day 22 and 24. And then we'll go back over here and count. These are trading days. All right, so from March 19th here, we got day number 22. 23 is Thursday. 24 is Friday. So I kind of took the start and was anticipating yesterday was going to be the day that we start to see this thing really start to run up. Just based off of what happened. I mean, that was 22 days from Quadruple Witching Day. We are now on day number 22 from Quadruple Witching Day, pretty much, right? So 23 is Thursday, 24th day, and 24th day is really when it started to run up. So we'll see. We'll see if that kind of plays out, or if that's just me trying to make something out of nothing. So I thought that was interesting that we are now currently setting. And if you look at the last time, I mean, there wasn't really it was flat. As a matter of fact, it went down here within this range. You can see from Quadruple Witching on December 18th, it didn't really do jack squat. So 271, it actually went down to 191. Which is a huge percentage amount. I mean, it's not a lot in the dollar amount here, but if we take it at trying to get we'll just call it 277, and we take it down here, I mean, that's like 31%. That's 30%. I don't know where to take this from. It could even been more. So you're looking at it went down 30% over these. Then it started to slowly climb back up and just kind of stayed stagnant before it really started to bounce up here, and that was this amount of days. So I just kind of took that and was hoping that potentially we'd see something else. Either way, I've got that prediction set, that if we take the days and we start seeing this run up here, this is day 22 right here, and I believe this is day 24 right here. So we are currently 22 right here. I think it's day 21, so we're like right here. So we'll see. We'll see if we start to match the pattern here. However, we got our trend line. We'll see if we have to adjust this later on. Nothing to look at. It's kind of where we set on the 184 hour on the RSI. So according to the RSI, we were down here oversold. We're kind of sitting in the middle right now. We had a little run up and a pullback. And here you just pretty much saw a big run up and then a pullback. So kind of following a very similar. And when you see the run here, it doesn't look like it's much. This run on the RSI is all down here when it's really low. So you can see here, we see a nice run. And then we're in this pullback area that we're in here. This is what I'm hoping, right? Is that we're in this range here. This is this. I don't even know if you guys can see that. I'm going to go back to the 1 minute though. Don't want to ramble on too much here. Alright, so we're seeing a little bit of laddering up here. Need to see us hold this 945 here level support. We'd like to see that. We'd like to see us above 950, but we're fine where we're at there as well. AMTX up about 87 cents here. Fubo up 40 something cents. Sens up a little bit. AT&T up 15 cents. So not looking too bad in some of our positions. Even this is up $2. So Rocket is down a little bit. Fubo is one that really is interesting to me. I think I kind of fudged up. Look at the volume today. What's going on with Fubo here? Executives wonder if their stock sell-offs were linked to Archegos. Yeah, it could be. I mean, could be that. Could be other stuff. So this one was very interesting to me. We entered a position. We made a nice little scalp day trade about 2 weeks ago when they announced the news that they would be getting some World Cup qualifying games on Fubo TV. And then we thought we were gonna hold this thing for a swing. We did the analysis here off the 20-day and saw like, oh, you know what, this could potentially go back up. Until I saw the 180, which I don't know why I didn't look at the 180. Then I saw, oh, oh, okay. However, I thought we were just kind of in a pullback phase here. A lot of stuff around this January date kind of went up here, so we're holding a little bit here at this 23.12, 25 long. So not a ton. We're still down $111 here. Thinking about adding some more while we're down here at this low price at 17. Just kind of waiting to see what happens. I do want to average my price down just so we can, find a more attractive area to sell it. However, I don't know. When I see this, it looks pretty nasty here. Oh, jeez. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I just see this going down. I mean, it's a steadily downhill climb, and it could find support. We set this level here, I think, yesterday before, right here about $15 that we could find support there. I'm gonna go back to AMC since we're now breaking above the 952 range. Start to have ourselves a little bit of pull, and I want to pull up the flex grid really quickly here just to take a look at both of these, both GME and AMC. So looking very similar on GameStop here. Open the first couple of minutes for a little bit of a sell, and then fall by a nice big push. The difference is that their high at 162 is not, I think we're hitting higher now. We're kind of, and they started to trend downward, and now they're kind of trading downward, and now they're sitting flat. Whereas we're doing the opposite here. So I think with AMC and GameStop, we're kind of separating ourselves a little bit. We still kind of act typical of each other or in correlation. However, we do break off to some extent here. And this could be for the market entirely. Again, we want to see us hold up on this 950 mark here. That would be a very good level of support for us to get that bounce off of and start to trade upwards to 975. Looks like we held it, at least for that 1 minute. So I'm gonna just looking. Mark Leishman, Justin Rose commit to Travelers Championship. Okay. Oh, got an email to answer. Sorry, guys. I got an email to answer. We're going to watch this chart here and see if we get that bounce again at the 950. Make this thing a really solid level of support for us. This is what we would really like to see today. Start making that trend back up to $10. Fell below slightly. We'll see if we can hold it, though. Sorry, I shouldn't just take but a sec. I gotta just double check one thing here. So I got to get the carpet ordered for the Travelers Championship there. That's what I do for work. If you guys don't know, whoever's following may have seen. Probably whoever's watching right now already knows. Appreciate the view. Appreciate it greatly. Let's see here. AMC is trending right. Trust the process. Numbers don't lie, apes. Pretty much. From Trace Trades. Here's some more Ortex information here. What is this? I've never seen this before. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I bought Ortex for you. Give me a fist bump. Update on Granny Abigail. She said go full or don't come home for soup. Okay. I only blocked that word out because I've been in trouble for saying it before, so I'm not gonna go there. My girlfriend gets mad at me, and I'm like, look, it's a term for timing. When you when you change the timing on a car, there's a term for that when you slow it down. And now it's like, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody, but this world's a bunch of pussies. Let's see. I'm just gonna pull this up over here. We're watching it. We're staying above that line. That's what we wanted to see here. I'm just looking at this. Short interest. There's 150 million on loan. 0.9% utilization rate. 36.6 float on loan. They should cover 0.88. Where was she at? It was right here. It was like saying short squeeze. Event conference call. March. What? March? Why is it even saying March? I don't understand. No service. Is this old shit here? I don't understand where this is from. I mean, this is actually pretty new here. It was September 20th, January 2021. What is she looking at? May of 2021, January of 21. Is this just what she looked at before? I don't know. I think this is a BS post here. So just to tell you the truth, you're looking at March. This is January here. I don't know what I'm looking at here. No dates. Does anybody call her out on it? Yeah, look at the date on the top left. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Get over there. All right, making this run here. Currently sitting at $9.55. Was at 56. Are at 56. Which is good. Means we are making higher highs right now. That was a new high for the day. However, not a new high for the 2-day here. As you can see, we opened up yesterday at about 970, hit the high of 980 in the pre-market, so it's kind of where we would prefer to be back to. Would like to see that, but we're good. We're kind of making this bounce back. Oh, what a nice little run up there. Seeing some nice green. Let's get up to that 970 range. So I'm gonna leave you guys on the chart for a sec. I'm gonna grab another cup of coffee real quick. I had a small one. I probably should only have one. It's not good for your nerves and your back and all that stuff. You know, when you got bad backs and stuff, it just like that caffeine just tenses up the nerves. And if you've got some kind of pinched nerve, it could potentially not make it so good. But damn, that first cup of coffee was so good. So gonna have to have a second one. Gonna watch this thing here. Just gonna play around and draw some little fun stuff here. I don't know. I could draw something there. Or I could draw within the channel here. Let's draw two. And let's see what happens. I'm going to leave you guys there. Let's see if we keep trading within this channel here on the way upward to that 975 range. And I'll be right back. Give me, 2 minutes.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, we're back live. See what happens here. Nice little ascending W. Right here. I typically don't call that though. I call this one. We already talked about this. We thought there was a little cup and handle going to form here. We ended up forming a W and getting our pullback and making the run. So I would say this is the W here. You see a little triple top, hit three points on the same. And on the third one, we actually broke through. We had ourselves a little pullback and started to run up. Nice little another W. So see a little pullback here and see if we can continue this trend on upwards. We did reach overbought according to the RSI. So, oh, cheers everybody. If you're drinking a nice hot beverage, a little cup of coffee, tea, water, whatever it is, beer. Say everybody, all one viewer, appreciate it. We're up 32 cents on the day here, not bad. We're up 3.5%, so we're kind of gaining that ground back that we lost. AMTX up $1.34, looking pretty good over there. They were down quite a bit on some news on some oil and stuff like that. Fubo up 22 cents here, 1880. I just don't know. I don't want to put more money in there. We do have a little bit of dry powder, probably about another $1,000 left from our Harley Davidson trade. We did put $1,000 into AMC, and we're just kind of holding $1,000 on the side to see what we want to do with it. I am refraining from making some day trades right now. I've got a lot of stuff open here that was in the red, so I was just kind of waiting to see if the market, at least the positions that we were in, are going to change. So we can close out some of this stuff like UPC, Fubo, AMTX. We know Rocket and Sens we're going to be holding for a while. Sens is going to be a long-term hold. We could just pump some money into Sens while it's down sub $2 here. It is up 19 cents today. We'd like to lower our dollar cost there. I think we are at, what is our dollar cost average on Sens? Oh, not there. It is 375. So I would really like to lower that quite a bit. You've seen a nice little run up here. I wonder if they got any news today. Holdings option alert, call sweep, Sensonics, US, that's 413. Okay, so nothing real crazy going on there in as far as the news goes. Not too big of sell walls here. So let's zoom back in here. Just watch this thing for a little bit. We saw ourselves a little pullback and then we got above that trend line. So looking pretty dang good here. We'll see if we get a bounce off this and start riding on up this line. Making our way to that 975. That's the next point for us is 975. We'll see if we can hold it. And see what happens here. Did break below, so is what it is. I want to keep these channels up, just see if we kind of start converging in here and start riding this thing up. But what's going to happen? I'm just kind of curious to see. I do see this ascending W forming up here. And so at some point we'll see a nice little pullback and then potentially start running up again. We are again in the overbought territory, so a little pullback's healthy. Nothing to worry about here. As long as we start, creating new levels of support up here at this 960 range, which is what we would like to see. We did hold that I think 2 days ago, and we're getting close to where we opened at yesterday, which is good news for us. It's what we want to see. We want to start retesting, getting back up there. We had that big pull off, which we know last ditch effort. These guys are really trying to short this thing. Somebody asked me on the stream yesterday. It kind of I think that there's some shills coming into the stream. I mean, I'm such a small channel. We've only been doing this for a little over a month now, and I do not have a huge following. But for some reason, I feel like I had a couple shills pop in, and then they post stuff. It's always the same kind of stuff, the questions you get, and like this guy's talking about I'm selling, going to Dogecoin, and it's like, dude, Dogecoin is dropping right now. I mean, I think you've pretty much missed the train on Doge. We'll just take a look at Doge. And I don't mean to call the guy out again, but I'm not a cryptocurrency guy. I keep up with it. I did hold about 100,000 Dogecoins at one time, and I sold those. It's currently at 31 cents. Found a little bit of support down here. I can't even see. I freaking hate Robinhood. Robinhood's the stupidest thing, but that's the only place that I look up crypto. that's where I had it on, and yeah, I could have made about almost 50 grand if I would have held on to it, but that would have meant that I had to hold on for like 3 years. I had to not sell any time during those 3 years. Even when I was up like $5,000, $10,000, I had to not sell and just keep holding through all the volatility and the fluctuations. And I don't think of stuff like that. But anyhow, you get people like, when is it gonna moon? When is it gonna moon? Like, well, this stuff takes time. It's just gonna happen. But the thing is you just look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. All the things that they're doing, the new rulings that are coming out to kind of help us and be on our side, the DTCC rulings that are taking place, where these guys have to really cover themselves when they, so that they don't get over leveraged, and the rules of what happens if a brokerage goes out of business, who comes in and takes over their accounts, and all kinds of things like that, right? So a lot of things in the works. Potentially this ruling on happening, was it tomorrow? Basically saying that that so they don't get over leveraged, they need to keep liquidity for everything that that they have. So essentially, if they're shorting 100 million shares, they need to have 100 million shares for equity equal to that 100 million share value, stuff like that. So there's things that are coming down the pipeline that are helping us, but when you see the sentiment in the market from, let's say, retail investors hold like 80 something percent of the outstanding shares, or of what we're available to, right? Of the float, or whatever it is, right? So let's say that we hold about 80 some percent. We're all not selling. I don't know who is selling. Nobody that I know is selling. I'm not selling. None of the big YouTubers selling. We don't see hardly anybody selling. Institutions could be selling off, and we won't know that until they do their 13F filings, which we don't get until like 45 days after the quarter. So there's potential they could be, but I don't think that is happening. So with that being said, why is the price going down when we're all holding and everything else is constantly going up? It's because they're shorting the stock. They are trying and trying and trying to make people, lose faith and lose hope. That's why if you look in the news, you see these hit pieces from Motley Fool. Motley Fool is like the worst news media outlet source to get any stock information from. They are trash, straight garbage. Matter of fact, I think they're also a hedge fund. I mean, these guys are the worst. I don't trust anything that Motley Fool says. There's a lot of other news media outlet sources out there that are just bashing AMC, telling you don't hold AMC. These are the worst entertainment stocks to hold. Like, they're all hating on AMC. But yet institutions step in, like Vanguard, like BlackRock, that hold a very large amount of these positions here, or hold large positions in AMC. Why would you think they would do that if this thing is a dead cat? They're not doing it. Then they're not. I don't think that they're selling off, not for a loss. So for me, I think that it's the shorting. When you see the short shares available, going down, the utilization rates up, the short borrow fee rates up, it's proof that they are shorting the stock. That's the reason why the stock is going down. They're trying to wait it out as long as they can. They think that people are going to get paper handed and fall when they start to see this thing drive down. They drive, but they have to start covering these, right? They need to start covering. Another thing that I think about when I talked about this 180 day and counting the days from the last quadruple witching day is, I want to say that they have like 21 days to cover before they really start to go into FTD, failure to deliver, and get those fees and fines and whatever it is that happens to them. And so, when we talk about today is day number 22, tomorrow's 23, the next day is 24, and I'm potentially thinking that is what could be happening. Matter of fact, look what we got going on here. Looks like it could be a nice little cup and handle if we can get up to this range. You see the cup forming here, potentially a little pullback, and then we can see the handle growing. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Kind of like what we saw here. You see here, we got right there in the pre-market, and again here, like 2 days later, kind of see the cup forming, a little pullback, and then we really started to rise here, and we got above that $10 in the pre-market here. We actually hit it early on upon open here on this day, and then they just massively shorted this thing down. We bottom up. They shorted it down again. We're buying them back up. So they're trying to wait it out, right? They're trying to wait out. Hope people lose interest and think this thing is never going to happen. You get more shills pumping into Reddit, more shills pumping into these YouTube channels. Potentially, they're possibly paying off YouTubers to sell their positions. Um, I'm not calling out, So Ralph Castaneda was a big one who sold his position in AMC. At least he said he was going to. I never watched him the video after that to see if he actually did. He said he was going to, and so I just stopped watching him. I actually really like the guy as a trader. I think he's a good trader, and I liked his channel, his technical analysis, his analysis in general, DD that he does. I actually really like the guy. I like his channel. However, his whole channel I felt like was getting popular because of AMC, and then he came out saying like I'm selling AMC. It's not doing what it wants, and it's good for him, right? I hold other positions as well. I still swing trade and day trade other positions as well, but it's hard to deny the fact with everything that's going on in AMC and the short squeeze potential that is in AMC, and for me to sell my entire position AMC to go somewhere else would be ridiculous and stupid of me, because at the end, when this thing does rise and we go to the moon and we do squeeze, I would feel really stupid. Basically, it's like turning your back on a movement here. This thing is a movement that's growing. This is the real Occupy Wall Street, and you get people that are turning their backs on it. And I don't know if these people are being paid, but it's kind of odd. This guy's wearing like a NASA jacket on every stream. It's all to the moon and this and that. And then, he's crying because things taking too long. And he's saying it's not doing what he wants it to do. And he wants it. Well, you don't build your channel around AMC and then you turn your back on it. That's my personal opinion. I still think the guy's a great trader, and I understand what he's talking about. He's saying it's taken away from other great trades and possibilities he can make, but I don't know. I don't have everything in AMC. I've got 500 shares of AMC. I've got another what is it? AT&T's probably got another 110 shares. So there's I got maybe $4,500 in AMC. I've got about $3,500 in AT&T, and then I got about another $1,000 between other things, and I got another $1,000 dry powder laying around. I'm not saying my account's not very large at all. And I don't know what his account is, but I would get that he's probably got a larger brokerage account than mine, or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. However, you can do both. You can day trade, swing trade, do whatever, and still hold AMC. And I think that was kind of wrong for you to build up a following of people who are interested in AMC, and you build this big YouTube channel on AMC, and then you just turn your back on AMC and you sell because it's taking too long and you don't like the volume. And then I think it was dude, he announced it, and as soon as he did, we started to really see this rise here, like 15% in 3 days. Yeah, we had a couple days pullback, but pretty much the days that we've lost, we're gaining some of those days back. So we're getting back up there. We'd like to see us get to that $10 range. And gain that. That was like 15%. I mean, we massively, if you take from the bottom up to the top here, you're looking at 22%. It's a huge run up here in 3 days. So 22%, where do you get in 22% on other positions? So I don't know. That's my little rant. We're gonna hold this thing out, but I think there's shills in YouTube. Am I the only one here? Yeah, Raymond, I appreciate it, man. Nope. Mike Evans is here. Nah, we are 4. Appreciate it, guys. AMC all day is gonna be to the moon. Yep, trust me, by this week or next. Mike, you're back. After your Dogecoin comments yesterday, I thought you'd be gone, bro. I was searching for GME short squeeze. I appreciate it. Wasn't trying to knock you, Mike. I just fucking now my stream's gonna get stupid internet access here. Sorry, guys, if you're still able to see. Looks like my stream's going to be cutting out for a sec. I don't know why it does this. The internet, we're back. I'm having troubles down here with my Wi-Fi. I've got to get a new router today. So we're just kind of watching AMC, see what happens here. We're doing pretty good. We're staying relatively good on the RSI here between that 30 and 70. Only reaching overbought a couple of times here, one of which was in the morning, and then we had a little bit here, but we're having some healthy run-ups here. So we'd like to see us hold above this 950 range for a little bit. We're making good progress here. That's about 5.25% there. So if you are scalping, there's still potential to scalp within AMC if you wanted to. Me personally, I haven't sold anything since it was like $5, $6, $7. I was doing the scalping thing. That's how I got into AMC. I saw the potential here for the squeeze. I thought the squeeze was over. Truthfully, I didn't know anything about it. I thought it was a pump and dump. My girlfriend came to me and was like, "Hey, what do you think? I'm buying AMC." And I was like, yeah, all that stuff. It's a pump and dump. They get it all hyped in the news. The prices run up, and then all the big wells sell out, and then it drops the price dramatically, and a lot of people are left holding the bag and lose out a lot of money. And I just didn't want to be a part of it because I'd seen it so many times with Dogecoin, and so I kind of gave her the poo-poo face on AMC, and then I started watching. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep trading it here, and or start trading it. So I started trading it. I started making a little bit of money, and I started putting more and more and more and more. Now we're up to 500 shares, and we've been holding ever since that 8.40 range, maybe even about $8 range. Dollar cost average up to about that 9. So is what it is. We're starting to see here that we are trading between this channel here. I don't know which one we're getting a bounce off of, so I'm leaving both of them up here on the lower level. And we're going to see if we get a bounce. Currently trading above the SMA and the middle VWAP, or actually we're trading below the SMA, but we are trading above the EMA here, so highly above the EMA. We only dropped below the EMA for, man, like the first 2 minutes of market open, and we've pretty much been trading above that ever since. Just trading along this SMA here. And the fact that we're trading above the middle VWAP is good news. Means a lot of people are in the green for today. That's what we like to see here. We did go up and test that upper VWAP, and we got rejected here. AMC to the moon. How much is a share on AMC? Currently right now, $9.56, Raymond. Yep, 9 and some change. Think about getting money out of that GME squeeze and buying some AMC. Okay, so let's see where GME is sitting at currently. We got the flex pulled up. GME currently sitting at 158.69. I anticipated that after Keith Gill announced that he was going to exercise his options calls. I don't remember how many he had, but they were like $12 options calls, which is amazing. I think he like doubled his position. He has like 20 million in GameStop right now. I thought the price was going to just really, really rise. And if we look on a 5-day, what we saw here on Monday was you can see as soon as after hours or pre-market opened up, we started to see this run up here. Got that high of 175 here, and just going to get past it. Just trading within this 150 to 160 range. So for them, it's pretty similar to what we got going on here. However, I think that we're in a better position than they are. If you look at our chart compared to theirs, see if I can try to match them up evenly here. You see we kind of both started the day a little bit low, got a bounce, and then we just kind of they trended back down and then consolidated pretty much where they opened at in the morning here in that range. And so for us, it's actually quite the opposite. We got just a slight dip in the morning, nice bounce, and now we're starting to consolidate on the way upward here. So 950 is a good technical level of support for us, good round number, good psychological level of support, and we think that that's where we should hold up. We are, we don't know. They got some sell walls up at 958 here. That's a quite large one. Yeah, they're just mirroring the bid and the ask price right across from each other, so they can try to keep it steady. But volume wise, I think we're not doing too bad. Currently, yeah, pretty low. That's all right. 200,000 so volume on the day is actually fairly low, but we're still seeing a nice little rise here. So that's good news for us, that we are seeing this run to 950. What I'd like to see us do is probably close at above 10 on Friday. Again, if we were to go back out, look at our 180. We have a few things that we were discussing earlier on the stream that I'll just kind of briefly touch over. One of those being the quadruple witching day on December 18th here. If you counted up the days, this day right here is day number 24. This day right here, we start to run up as day number 22. We are currently on day number 22 when you start to see this run up here past the quadruple witching day. From my understanding, I think they have 21 days to cover on their short positions after or options or whatever it is. I think that they have 21 days to cover, and I'm thinking that's why it's on day 22 you start to see the run up, and day 24 is when we see the huge spike. So if we go to the last quadruple witching day, which is March 19th, and you count the days, we are currently on day number 22. So um, yeah, potential is there that we're gonna start seeing. So by Friday, I'm anticipating that we start to really see this thing start to run up. We'll see if that happens. If it mirrors back in December, again, we are currently right here, day 22, and we're day 22. So I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of small down there. It's kind of small down there, uh, but it's right here. I appreciate the subscription, Raymond. What do you think has to happen to get AMC above 11? I think we got to get more volume, truthfully. In order to get more volume, this thing is like so. Good news is it's good news and bad news, right? So if GME squeezes, AMC is going to squeeze because it's going to draw potential. People aren't going to be able to. A lot of people, say not most, but a lot of people will not. They look at the price point and they're more attracted to this $10 price range than looking at GME and saying like, oh man, it's $175 and it's starting to run like it's too expensive for me. So they're gonna look. I'm like, yeah, I can, for whatever reason, just like seeing the $10 range. However, when you break it down and you understand that there's 450 million shares, and I say that in quotations because we don't know how many synthetic shares are out there, 450 million shares outstanding versus GME 70 million shares outstanding. When you average those prices out, because the amount is different, if you took AMC down to like 70 million, this thing could be a lot higher. So the value is still in AMC. It's like an equal value, right? Depending on if you put $1,000 in AMC or $1,000 in GME, what does it matter if they're both raising at the same rate? Your potential for profit should be the same. So, what I'm saying, for $11 for us to get there, we got to see volume. It really been kind of a news catalyst driven stock here. What is it? April 26th. I think New York announced that they are going to allow 33% capacity in New York theaters. So that could be a big day, right? April 26th could be a big day. And also the day that they announce 100% capacity at New York theaters, that's going to be a huge day. That's a big market. As a matter of fact, I think LA and New York are the two largest markets for AMC theaters, even though there's only like 20 something theaters in New York State for AMC, something maybe even less than 20. So not quite sure, but it's really news. However, at some point, what's going to happen, even on low volume, is that they're going to run out of short positions to short, and it's just going to keep driving the price up. So we're starting to see which of these trend lines we're going to get the bounce off of right now, and it looks like it was the second one. So let me take the first one away. We'll keep the second one just to see if anything, if this means anything or not. But within range here, we saw a nice little triple top. We saw the pullback and the run up here, and then a nice little ascending W. You could say. So right now, I'm just going through a little bit of a pullback consolidation, which is fine. We are trading above the 950. We did set that. I do want to remove this 939. However, it's been a strong level of support for us in the past. We're right around that range, 939.40. I do want to get rid of it because I do kind of want to clean up the chart. I've got like a crap ton of lines on the chart here. Currently sitting at 956, so not doing too bad. We did pull back from 966, about 10 cents here. Still up 3.13% from close of yesterday. It's about 29 cents, so not doing too bad here. A lot of our other positions are actually green on the day, and I guarantee if I looked at the SPY is going to show us that we're green, and yeah, indeed. So SPY is looking pretty green on the day. They had a pretty rough day yesterday, so not too bad on the SPY. Currently they're at 413, so down about $4 from where they were. I think they were at 417 at their height, and this would be like all-time high. Yeah, 417.91, so almost 418. So down, a couple bucks here, about $4. So market is had its little pullback, doing pretty good. Still, kind of up there on the RSI here, but it's fine. It's fine. They're not in overbought territory. Looking pretty good for the market. Should see still a strong day throughout the market. Maybe even a little bit of pullback in the afternoon and potentially a pullback for tomorrow, market wide. But again, we could run up a little bit more. So that's the old S&P 500 ETF spiders SPY. We'll see if we stay in this channel here. And I kind of set this up before. this was here. It was like right here when I said it, so I probably will move this just a little bit. I like it right there. Why not, right? Whatever. Looks good to me. Um, could potentially move this down just a touch as well. And now I'm going to leave it there. We'll see what happens with that channel. I don't know if it's going to mean anything, but I'd like to see us trade within the channel. That'd be super awesome if we could do so. Just keep maintaining this positive momentum forward here. You know, got up again, rejected by the upper VWAP. Still trading below the middle VWAP and the EMA. Right now, just tagging along this SMA right now. So not doing too bad. I think we really need to see news here. NYC guy here. Hey man, glad to have you on the stream here, Matthew. Yeah, I work for the PGA Tour. So what I do is I set up golf tournaments for PGA Tour, and one of the tournaments I do throughout the year is Travelers Championship. This will be my 4th year to go up there to Connecticut, up you know, Hartford area in Cromwell, and yeah, we have a good time. I always like to go down to New York to the city and get some ramen. It's like my favorite thing to do is go into the city, into Hell's Kitchen area, and go to Toto Ramen, and you know, even in the summertime when it's super freaking hot, you know, and that place is tiny and it's hot as hell in there. Love to go in there and get some ramen, man. It's like one of my favorite things to do is go to the city and get some ramen. I don't know why. Like the Japanese food there, just the food there in general is amazing. And a lot of people hate the city. Like I know a lot of people from Connecticut that just don't like New York City, but I don't mind going to the city. It's nice. It's cool. You know, do it once a year. I currently live in Florida, despite the name. And I kind of like, you know, the countryside. I like, you know, being able to park anywhere I want. You know, not having to worry about traffic, stuff like that. So, you know, being in Connecticut is not bad, but driving to New York, it is kind of like a little bit of a headache for those couple hours that you're driving to the city, especially because I'm pulling a trailer with my motorcycle in it. What time are we sitting at currently? 10:13. So lunch break potentially happen a little bit earlier. I anticipate that we'll see a little bit more volume step in just briefly here. We always tend to taper down about noon, you know, that 12 o'clock hour. Spring for a cab and hit Brooklyn, Queens for food if you can. Yeah, man, I'll have to try that out. I have been to pretty much both of those. I did go to some it was a museum in I want to say it was in Queens. I honestly so I also did another golf tournament in on Long Island. I love Long Island too, man. That's the one thing about the Northeast. They have great Italian food and great delis that we don't get down south. And there's the pizza too. It's really hard. Luckily, we have a shop here that actually does have, like, for me, it's kind of a New York style pizza. And most places just they don't make good pizza down in the south. I don't know what it is. So yeah, when you're up there, you know, a lot of people think that Connecticut is like the best pizza you can get, but whatever. Yeah, I'll have to do that. I usually just I don't know. Hartford, there's a train you can take right in the city, and then I just kind of Uber from within the city there, or walk. I actually walk a lot when I'm in the city. Like I'll walk pretty much. I'll take the train in, and then from like Madison Square Garden or Union Station, I'll walk all the way. There's a place called what is it called? It's a burger spot around the New York campus there. Dude? I'm like so blank right now. I think I'm still half asleep. Yeah, it's called J something. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's like right in around like the Washington Park area, I think. I'll have to figure it out. Super good burger. It's gonna take me a minute to kind of find it. But yeah, I love the food in New York. I like going there. I think it's been a while since I've been. I don't think I went last year. I think I went the year before last for 4th of July to watch the fireworks show. And you know, summertime in the Northeast is not bad, especially having a motorcycle up there. It's nice, especially when you get out to the rest of New York State, to the Adirondacks. You know, go up. That's what I like to do when I'm up there. I like to take the time, hop on the motorcycle, ride up to Maine, you know, hit Vermont, go over to Boston maybe. We usually have another golf tournament up there that we do around the same time. This year it's actually in Jersey. It kind of it moves every year to 3 different locations, and this year it's at Liberty National. Um, and next year I think it'll be at Bethpage, and then the year after that we'll be back at TPC Boston. So it kind of travels between those 3. So you know, hop on the bike, drive over to Maine, make the nice road trip, go see the light towers, and you know whatever else is up there. Just see different stuff. So looks like you know, we're not doing too bad. Kind of respecting the channel. See what happens here. We might just consolidate down. Volume's pretty low here. 61,000 currently, 32 there. But about this time, this is on a Wednesday, so hump day. I don't think they'd be going to lunch this early, 10 at 11 o'clock, especially since they don't. It's kind of odd. It really tapers down at this point in the day. I don't really think they would go to lunch that early out there, especially if the market is open till 9:30. But I guess, I don't know, kind of tapered down. Even on high volume minutes here, we're only at 207,000 for like the highs there. Let's see what we got right here, 300,000. So that's kind of the volume I'd like to see. Really closer to that half a mil range per minute is good volume up. So, you know, we're staying steady here. It's not bad, but it's definitely low. You can see it's tapering off. We'll see how long we trade along this line here. If we keep trading up, I think at some point we're just going to cross over and start to consolidate around this 955 range, and I think we may be doing so at this moment here. I don't really think that we're going to keep growing up with the volume that we have. We'll see. That could change, but it's kind of dying down with no news, stuff like that. I do want to pull up Fintel, take a look and see if anything's changed here on the Fintel. I don't even know if you guys can see that. Let me try to get that in the center of the screen here. 100,000, 1954. So I think that we went up. We were at 18 this morning. So short borrow fee rate has started going back up, which is a good sign. Currently 100,000 short shares available. All this stuff is pretty much the same because it is as of yesterday. So we'll check out FinViz just to see here. You know, it's kind of weird. They show us at a 477 million shares outstanding. At one point, they showed us at 491 million shares outstanding, which is crazy because we're only supposed to have 450 and some change. So I don't know. I'm also kind of curious to know what's going to happen with this the share count. AMC was supposed to be counting the shares. I got this zoomed too far out or in. Turn that off. There we go. Just got the Reddit page on the side here. I'm kind of curious to know what's happening with AMC, their share count. They were supposed to be counting. They started counting on April 11th, and it was supposed to be counting up until like 10 business days before their votes on May 4th. I think it was 10 business days. Could be wrong. But I think I had heard the counting was supposed to be concluded end of business day yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know what that's going to show. I don't know what that means. Is that going to mean that, like, oh,
fueling the next generation through
dude,
Grow
what
Up Great.
is going
One
on?
way we're helping to make a difference at PNC.
Sorry for that. I don't know why there's a fucking commercial. FinViz, is that you? Get out of here, dude. I hate commercials. With a passion, I hate them. So I just I don't see I haven't seen any information on that. Like, what's going on? What if it comes out and they say, like, dude, we've got like 50 million more shares than we're supposed to have, you know, these synthetics. What are they going to do? Are they going to get rid of them? And at that point, what happens there with the I don't know. That's a big question that I have. We are doing pretty dang good here. I'm kind of surprised myself that we're trading within this channel. Even on low volume here, started to pick up there. That's 98,000. That's pretty damn decent. I don't know if we're going to continue on this. At some point, I feel like we're going to break break through and just keep consolidating out. But we're starting to see a nice little bounce here, trading within this channel. So we'll see how long we continue to trade in here. Oh man, back to Matthew, bro. Yeah, I've been to, dude. I work up there. Just seems like every freaking summer. Whether in 2016 I did the PGA Championship in Springfield, New Jersey. In 17 I did the Northern Trust, which used to be the Barclays, over on Long Island. In 18 I started doing Travelers. In 19 Travelers. In 20 Travelers. All three, those are all in Connecticut. Been to Mets games and Yankees games, and always going to the city, to go shopping or watch a fireworks show on 4th of July or whatever it is. So, yeah, I've been out to Brooklyn a couple times, and dude, there's a few things that I miss being here down south, because there's not a huge diversity of people in the region that I live in. We do have a small diversity because we're a coastal city, and we do have a bunch of military bases here, Air Force and Navy. The Pensacola Naval Air Station is here. We got a ton, right? Eglin Air Force Base, so like massive Air Force Base where they do training. The Naval Air Station here, ton of stuff like that. So, and then it's just like we're an hour and a half away from Destin. I mean, in my opinion, the most beautiful beaches in the country are right here on the Gulf Coast. So we do have a diversity of people, but not so much for the food. I mean, you have to really, really know where to look and find it. But it's the Italian food up there is so good. The Italian delis, man, just the real traditional Italian delis. Back before the pandemic hit, I try to go to Italy every year, and in December, I love going to Italy in December. Just around Christmas, it's nice and kind of cold out, dude. It's freaking awesome. And it's pretty cheap there in the wintertime. I got a recommendation of Thai food in Woodside, Queens. Name, I'm going to write it down. Google it and read the reviews. For sure. That's a mouthful there. I have been to a couple of Thai food places. Woodside, New York. That's what this one says. Yeah. Just gonna look at a couple photos here. Oh yeah. Okay. Dude, boba tea. You already know. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna keep that one on the back burner and see if I can check it out this summer. I probably got about another 3 weeks before I start making my way up to Connecticut. And unfortunately, I feel like when I get up there, it's like going back in time, because here it's like 80 degrees here in Florida, and it's been nice and sunny. Other than it is kind of rainy season. So still trading very, very tightly along our trend line here. Like I said, eventually I feel like we're gonna have to push through and just start trading sideways. Not doing so yet, and it's going to taper down, and it always tends to taper down here, especially with no news going on. AMTX pulled back a little bit. I think they were up like $1 and some change, now only up 67 cents. Fubo up 22 cents. I think a lot of things are starting to pull back at the moment. If I were to look, we'll just take a quick look here. Yeah, starting to pull back. Fubo starting, doing okay. You can see we still have our buy box up here, which I'd probably go ahead and get rid of that shit. Yeah, that's a waste. Go back to AMC, just kind of watch. I think we'll start, I don't know, we're still just kind of staying right on this trend line here. So that's good news for us. The issue is that we don't have any news really happening in here. You know what? While we're here, still on stream, I do want to check out a few other things. CCL, yeah, looking pretty good. Been pretty decent there. $25. See what that looks like. Yeah, I think my opinion would have been pretty good time to buy within here. This one's a risky play. We don't know what the see if there's any news here. Goldman Sachs maintains neutral on Carnival, raises price target to $26. Okay, well, I think there's just so much that people don't know with what's going to happen here on Carnival Cruise Lines. Mainly because... Oh, what am I doing here? I'm like completely lost right there. And I actually wanted to look at a 3-year. So we have our case for bare minimum, bull maximum, and stuff like that. And, you know, potentially we think our bare minimum case here is at $40, and our bull maximum case is up at 60 or somewhere in this range of 60. So pretty nice profit there if you can take it. That's 49 and potential for about 150. So potential is there for bull maximum case of over 100% profit on CCL. The issue is that can they sustain with not having cruises, you know? Can they keep this up? This has been a long time that they're not making any money, and I don't know what they're getting from the federal government. CNK was another good one. Looking like they're having a little cup and handle here, getting a bounce off this line. And we got a case set for them as well. We think bare minimum cases right here at 61%, and then the bull max obviously would be at 43, so at 120, over 100%. So even though I take this in the middle, it's what I like to do, right? It's just, hey, we probably take profit here before it ever gets that high. For our bull maximum case, about 100%. Bare minimum case, we're looking here at 63%. And the reason that I pull those numbers out is if you look at before the pandemic, where were they trading at? Their lows, kind of their stable points, and think that that's probably where they get back to potentially. So think that they got another $10 in them at 31.39. So that's just me. That's what I think will happen there. We got a ton. I do want to see FSR. I was watching FSR. This one is a big one for me, potentially in the future. It's the Fisker Ocean. On the early days of the stream, we're actually all right, so they did hit that low of 1234, got up to 1450, and then have themselves a pullback. So could be potential for a buy here, but kind of just holding off. This one, it is risky. We don't know what this company is going to become. If you look on the 180, when they got up to 31, I think we were going to play here for a swing. We did not. We saw the pullback. It's like, oh, okay, good, and then they ran up. But Fisker Ocean has a badass SUV, all-wheel drive, electric SUV. It's like over 300 horsepower, all-wheel drive. They're talking about having a heads-up display on the windshield. That is a 2022 year model year release, so could be this fall, and it's under $40,000. So I'll just pull up a quick pic just so you guys can see. If you haven't watched the stream before, and I haven't done this in a while. Fisker Ocean images here. I think it's kind of a mix between like a Telluride and a Range Rover. I think they're a pretty sweet looking SUV for an EV SUV, especially the renderings they do when they're like when they've got the off-road tires on and stuff. I think they're pretty nice. They look pretty cool, and they got something on the roof of the car as well that I don't understand. But sub 40,000, I think these things go for like 37,000. So you see here, I don't know what this is, but I think it looks pretty sweet. So I like it. We'll see what happens here. I think this could be a potential big play for the future. I check them out. This is on the 1A. Let's go to the 3-year. You know, not doing too good. Should find some support down here where they're at this $11, $12 range here. And then potentially get a bounce. This could be a long-term play. I don't know. I don't know here what they're, you know, it's looking pretty good. I think they might still have some ways down, but I think that potentially they'll find some support right here in this range of about 1175 to 1280 to 13. So we'll just have to see how that one plays out. All right, so we might have finally crossed sideways through our trend line, and we did. We actually got a little bit of a sell here. It wasn't too bad. We dropped down and touched and bounced off this night. So this is what we want to see. Go ahead and get rid of this. This is exactly what we wanted to see. I might leave it. Fuck it. Let's get rid of it. And this one too. We wanted to see us hold up at 950, right? We want to show that that is a good solid support level for us, and we did. So it's nice. We'll keep it there. Let's see some DD post over here. See if there's anything new going on. There it is, 100% utilization, over 36% of the float shorted. Keep in mind, days to cover is using an extremely high average volume over 3 months and not based on recent volume. Yep. So AMC is not a meme anymore. We can joke, but the media can't sit with us. Yeah, pretty much. Came back to Ninja Glory. Charles Schwab seems to know what is up and adjusted margin requirements. It's funny because it comes literally hours after I made a post showing the margin debt problem the stock market has. AMC, GME requirements changed. So let's take a look at this. It's from 7 hours ago. I ought to pull it up right here. See if I can get the picture. See if you guys can see that. Yeah, maybe I'll have to zoom it. Anyhow, I read it off already here, basically saying Charles Schwab seems to know what's up and they've adjusted their margin requirements. And then what I want to do is see if I can center this up where you guys can potentially see the actual there we go. Let's see if I can pull that over. Wow, I don't even know if you can be able to read that. It's kind of blurry for me. I'll try to read the best I can. I can barely make out the words here. Due to recent market activity, we've adjusted margin requirements on certain securities. Please note, neither Charles Schwab & Co. nor TD Ameritrade halted clients from buying any stocks, or I'm assuming that says selling any stocks they own, and neither firm restricted executing any basic options strategies. However, we've raised margin requirements on the following securities. We'll keep this list up to date with the latest information. AMC, GME. The following requirements are in place for affected securities. Stocks. 100% margin requirement for long positions. 300% margin requirement for short positions. Long calls, long puts, and cover calls are permitted. Selling short put option is permitted if you have available funds to cover the entire amount of the exercise. Selling naked calls is prohibited. We continue our commitment to help investors better understand what's behind these moves and how to navigate the market impact. Oh, all right. That's a lot to take in. That's really, really good news. This is from 7 hours ago that someone posted. I don't know where you guys from Charles Schwab here. I'm gonna actually see if I can pull that up and find that. But so let's break that down one more time. I kind of read through it very, very quickly. Selling naked calls is prohibited. Selling short put options is permitted if you have the funds to cover the entire amount of the exercise. Long calls, long puts, and cover calls are permitted. So that nothing there. And then the big thing here, 300% margin requirement for short options. So, is that what it says? Options or oppositions? Wait, what the I'm not sure it says options. Saying zoom out. Oh, for short positions. Sorry, it's really hard. 300% margin requirement for short positions. 100% margin requirement for long positions. Yeah, it's fine. I'm 1-to-1 right now on my margin account. So yeah, this is probably pretty damn good. We'll see if we can find this somewhere else. See how real this is. That they changed their margin requirement. That's freaking awesome. That means they know something's going on. And if they've got this for AMC and GME, something's coming down the pipeline. Something big. Like they're covering their ass for some reason. Let's see, that's huge, to be honest. AMC go burr. So it's weird. It's almost like I've heard this before. I don't know. Let them have fun, you old grouch. It's all fun and games until the false hype falls short for 8 months and there is no chance of any squeeze because the entire AMC retail investor movement is delusioned and given up. Okay, Shields. To be out at sea never works. Look for those sharks. They don't give up if the meat is fresh or old. Found it. This came out at the end of March. Don't know how I didn't saw this before, but it looks sexy. Huh. Hold a 100K. The floor was changed in March also. 10 million. This is old news posted back in February. Old news, old news, old news. Yeah, so I guess it's old news. Whatever. Still nice that they have changed margin requirements there. See what's going on. Setting back at our 950 level of support. Not much has happened over the last few moments. I do want to take the time to thank everybody for watching the stream. Matthew, Raymond, Mike, anybody else who's watching, appreciate it. Also, thanks for the food recommendations in New York. Let's see. Make your real money prediction with predicted. Okay, whatever. Range Capital. AMC is not a meme anymore. We can joke. Oh, I'm reconnected. All right, so I'm back. Sorry about that. Thanks for the comment, Dave. David Levy says, saw nobody last evening at AMC. Go see it. Great times. Mortal Kombat next week. Yeah, a buddy of mine went and seen Nobody over the weekend as well. Said it was good. I was going to go see it. I actually wanted to go see King Kong Godzilla just to kind of support the cause back on opening weekend, but tickets were all sold out here. And here in Florida, like, shit, there's only a couple seats that they took out that, they kind of leave some space for. The only seats available were, like, crap seats. And anyhow, so we didn't end up going. We were going to see Nobody, and then I was like, to me, just looks like a John Wick with a family. But I do like the actor that's in that, the Better Call Saul guy. Don't know. I don't know the guy's name. Like when I hear it, I'll know it for like a year, and then I'll just kind of forget. But let's see. Mortal Kombat. So I'm an old school Mortal Kombat fan. I really loved the first one, and the second one's okay. I don't know. I gotta kind of see some trailers, see what's going on with this new one. Bob Odenkirk. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks. Now I'll remember for like another 6 months or a year, because it's kind of like a unique name. Bob Odenkirk. Just trying to see if there's anything good going on here. We did break below our level of support, so we thought we were going to hold up there at that 950. What's going on here on active traders? I mean, not massive sell walls stepping in, but, they kind of mirror each other back and forth. And I don't know if that's typical, but usually you'll see some manipulation there between the bid and the ask price kind of being mirrored right across. They kind of switched it up where they're not doing the same amounts. They were at one point doing the exact same amount right across from each other. Now it's like at least different amounts. So it's going to slow down. I mean, we're looking at low volume here, 48,000. So sub 100K in volume per minute. So it just is what it is. We're going to keep seeing low volume here until we get some big news to come out. So I'm going to keep this up on the side here. Hopefully it's not blocking the view. Oh, that's not what I want there. Not blocking the view too much over here. There we go. Now we can kind of take a look at everything here. Just kind of want to keep scrolling for some DD. I'm actually going to refresh the page here. Make sure that I've got the new post actually, because that's really what I want to see is new. For some reason, like a lot of the shit posts get upvoted. Yeah, that's pretty much true. The bigger the squeeze. Buy, calling upon all apes to buy at least one share today at noon Eastern. Okay, whatever. SPAC transactions come to halt amid SEC crackdown, cooling retail investor interest. It's pretty interesting here. I love crosswords. AMC, SPAC. Make them squirm. There are whales watching AMC. Banks aren't going to go bankrupt over the deep holes hedge funds have borrowed themselves into. I've talked to numerous connections in the financial industry, and D-Day will come. It will be something never seen before. I surely hope so. It's about damn time. What is that? 100K is the motherfucking floor. Damn, somebody's got their stuff up here for 100K already. Order book level 2s. What? Okay. Let's see what's happening. Moon from my buddies. Again, guys, if you haven't seen the trades video, which I would imagine everybody here, I'd go check it out. It has some good information in there from last night. Let's see what Joshua James to say. Where we set with the current grade of institutional leveraged loans, there is a high probability of defaults. Yes. S. Multiple defaults. This is a prime example of ignoring everything that leads to a financial crisis, then acting surprised when it happens. The same. So I love The Big Short, the movie, and it makes me so mad watching that movie because of how effed over the people got. And, you know, a lot of people did it to themselves, getting into homes they couldn't afford. But the other half is like these big banks got bailed out by the government, and then they got paid out bonuses, millions of dollars of bonuses, where people lost their homes. Nothing ever happened in 2008. There was nothing. And then when we had the Occupy Wall Street movement, they didn't do anything. To me, this is way bigger than Occupy Wall Street, and this is what it should have been. Let's see, David Levy. Christopher Lloyd, AMC will get lots of revenue in second half of 2021 for sure. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Wait, what? So Bob Odenkirk and actor that played Doc in Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd. Dude, I didn't know. Is Christopher Lloyd in Nobody? I didn't know that. I have to look it up. Does your mother sew? Bow, tell her to sew that. Wait, is that Christopher Walken? God damn it. That's Christopher Walken. Christopher Lloyd. Whatever. Christopher Lloyd, man. Yeah, I actually saw a picture with him and Michael J. Fox the other day. Good to see those two. It really kind of made me mad, The Big Short there. This is what, this AMC movement is what the Occupy Wall Street should have been. Instead of just living off the streets, throwing trash everywhere, junking up, Wall Street. They should have hit them where it hurts the most, in their wallets. And I think this is a huge movement. If we were to call this Occupy Wall Street instead of Wall Street Bets, I think we would get a lot of different reactions. What the fuck is going on outside? Trash day was yesterday. They're hedge funds. You made a bad bet. Let it go. It happens. Yeah, okay. Yeah, pretty much. Just a lot of crap posts on the Reddit page. This is old. I mean, so on this this post, Clove, Doge, Bitcoin, all the stocks you were into before are irrelevant. Focus only on AMC. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think you can be in both. You have to diversify, right? For chances that something, we all get screwed and something doesn't happen. But it's good to diversify in your portfolio anyway. I mean, that's just smart investing. You don't have to be a dumbass and only invest in one thing. I think you can invest in multiple things here. That's what I do. I'm diversified in my portfolio to some degree, although majority is in AMC, and that's pretty much what I cover. The only real thing in my portfolio that's not at this point now, because I've kind of narrowed it down, besides a couple of little bag holding trades and swing trades I'm working on, is AT&T. That's kind of the rock. Just for the dividends, that's kind of the rock there. Nice little dividend yield, 7.23. So a lot of shit posts here that I don't really go over too much. Usually just kind of look for the DD to see if anything new is coming out. Looks like we're starting to drop below our support there at 950. Currently sitting at 945, and we are in oversold territory according to the RSI here. So we'll see how far we drop. We're right there at 944. That was a level of support for us before. We did get a bounce off of it 3 times in 3 consecutive minutes here. We'll see if that happens, and it did not. We just got below it. See what the active trader looks like here. I mean, sell wall is not really up there, but just not a lot of buying power right now. As you guys can see, we've been actually almost no buying power for the last since almost hour. According to the MACD here, buying power really, I mean, very, very minimum if there is any. Just majority of sellers here. So gonna pull this back up, see if there's anything in here. Sorry, I'm trying to not block the charts. I got too much going on here. I need to make the camera view a little bit smaller. I can just do it this way though. Take the chat out and put this over here. I can make this a little bit bigger now. Jeez, come on. Hey guys, appreciate all the comments for today and the views. Really like it. Glad you guys are here joining me while we watch this thing. You know, we got a nice percentage move up today. Currently 2.05% up from close of yesterday. So that's pretty damn good. That's what we want to see. Still got to get back to where we were at a couple of days ago. Start making that move towards $10 here. But these guys run out of short positions here. And people ask me, why is it going down? Well, it's being shorted. I got buddies that are holding the bag at $12. I got, my girlfriend. I tried to tell her to average down all the way down when it's at 8, but she got in at 10. And then, I've been in since early on after the first squeeze. I started getting in at 5 and just started averaging my position up from there. Currently at 9 now. We scalped it a little bit, so I wasn't holding at 5. I was scalping at 5. And then when I started to see the potential for a big squeeze or another squeeze, I started to hold. And that was about like $7-8. And then now we're kind of currently almost at 9 right now. But we've added to the position size there quite a bit. Not too much going on here. It looks like we got the bounce there. Bounce off at 945, so that's good. We dropped a little bit lower, but we got that bounce there. So within that range, as long as we're not stair-stepping down right now, we'll be good. We're seeing a reversal here on the RSI. Starting to bounce back. We're in oversold territory now, starting to get a little bit more buying pressure stepping in. We're fixing to cross over the signal line here according to the MACD. I don't know if, you guys can see it's kind of, I don't want to say it's kind of tiny down there, but it's kind of tiny down there. So anyhow, you're starting to see the MACD starting to cross the signal. So, or vice versa. Bananas and AMC. Overnight, coworker told him he cleaned up and fixed the display for when I opened. That's pretty nice. We hodl because we have integrity. Oh, it's not gonna be a video. Damn. Patience is a virtue for sure, 100%. More Ortex information as of an hour ago. Fintel, when was this? Hour ago. Short borrow fee, short barrow, wheelbarrow. Short borrow with an O, man. Sorry, short borrow fee 19.54%. That's as an hour ago. We'll check it out, see what it currently sits at now, and then I think we'll call it a day as we just start to slow down here in the market. 9.54%. Yep, same thing. 100,000 shares available, so pretty much the same. Don't know what that is. Checking all this stuff out, just see kind of where we sit. Nothing really. So, what is this well alert? I do want to check this out real quick. I'll put it right here. Well alert, 2.1 million institutional share block buy from UK. Yeah, don't know. Guess until you see it on like a 13F, I don't really know. Anyhow, I'm going to leave it there. I do want to take some time to appreciate all the viewers we had today in the comments. Raymond, Bull, Mike Evans, Matthew Dumbroff. My bad, bro. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I don't know if it's like Broff. Is that like a German name? David Levy or David Levy, however you pronounce it. Appreciate the comments, the views, everybody. Sorry if I forgot anybody. And you guys know what it is. We're going to keep consolidating here at the 950s. We're back above $9.50 now. Starting to get a little bit of green pushing in here. But I anticipate that we are now currently in the slow part of the day. While these hedgies... Oh, Chevy. Okay, so Levy. Yeah, we have a company we work for. If you guys are familiar... Well, hell, if you've been to any concession stands inside of a stadium, they have a company called Levy. And it's spelled the same way, but they call it Levy. It's like, yep. So they run the concession stands. They used to do golf stuff with us. Now they just do concession stands in stadiums, I think, and hospitality in stadiums. So appreciate it, David Levy. Yeah, thank you guys. We'll see where this thing ends up. I think we're kind of just stalling out here. As always, if it does something, I'll be back on to hop back on and cover it. If not, then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks everybody again. Have a good afternoon. Peace out.